Well, we are just hours away from President Trump's 2026 State of the Union address. The White House says the president will focus on a range of issues, from the economy to immigration and Iran's nuclear program. With the midterms just months away, he's expected to lay out his agenda for the year ahead. But he'll do it in front of a smaller audience, with dozens of Democrats promising to boycott the speech. I spoke with local lawmakers from both parties about what they hope to hear and how they think the president can unite a divided country. President Trump will deliver his 2026 State of the Union address Tuesday night amid plummeting approval ratings. A new CBS News poll shows most Americans want to hear the president's plans for the economy and his position on a possible war with Iran.
Trump is entering this speech tonight as a weakened president. This is the weakest he's ever been as president. Just lost a major Supreme Court decision. The country is reeling still from what he did in Minnesota. So he needs to learn the faults of what he's doing. But I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily expect him to say that, which is why I think that this is going to be a disaster of a night for him.
Look, it's public safety and the economy, right? That's what my constituents want to hear.
Republican Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis hopes the president highlights his economic achievements and works to shift public sentiment toward his mass deportation efforts.
Well, I'm hopeful that, number one, he's going to talk about some of the changes that may be made with regards of how ICE operates in America's cities. Maybe he'll say something positive and announce something about immigration that can be very good in terms of speeding up work authorizations and visas and green cards for people who are doing everything right and following our rules. And he should not be going after people who obviously who are American citizens or who are here with legal status.
The annual address gives the minority party a chance to push back on the president's agenda. But this year, Democrats are calling for a State of the Union standoff, either by silent defiance inside the Capitol or a total boycott of the event. Dozens of Democratic members of the House and Senate are confirmed to be skipping the address. Congressman Mike Lawler criticized his colleagues for skipping the speech and urged the president to unify a sharply divided country.
It is incumbent on the president to set the tone and to focus extensively on these issues, but in a positive and forward-looking way, and frankly, offer an olive branch on how we find bipartisan cooperation on housing, on healthcare, on energy, on immigration.
Mm-hmm. One thing Congressman Lawler told me he hopes unites the country. The president's guests include the U.S. men's hockey team, who just won gold at the Winter Olympics. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger will deliver tonight's Democratic response. And join us right here for CBS News coverage of the president's address at 9 p.m., followed by local analysis on the late news.
Yeah, we'll likely be on after 11, so definitely tune in for that.